Scaffolding isn't just a job, it's graft, it's pride, it's early mornings, late nights. Why do we teach scaffolders that it's acceptable to fall? Because that's what we're doing worldwide. Why are we normalising systems that in most scaffold scenarios can result in impact with the structure before fall arrest? Let's showcase some sexy scaffolding now on the lift. William Tower, Lisbon, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Welcome to another episode of The Lift. System news again. It's an update for you. Belgian scaffolding manufacturer Afix Group has secured German regulatory approval for its Afix Fast X52 system, its ring lock, and they've opened a new subsidiary near Munich. Now that's not small, because Germany doesn't hand out approvals lightly. If you're getting German regulatory sign-off, you've gone through proper engineering scrutiny. Load classes, connections, structural integrity, compliance with DIN standards, the lot. So what does it actually mean? It means Afix aren't just exporting kit, they're embedding themselves in Central Europe properly. Approval in Germany opens doors. Many say it's the home of ringlock, think Pyrean layer. German contractors demand compliance. German regulators demand documentation. German sites demand discipline. If your system works there, it should work. And opening a subsidiary near Munich, that's boots on the ground. Local support, distribution strength, technical backup. That's a long-term intent for the system scaffold market in Europe. This means more competition. Where layer dominate, Piri are strong, rucks are established. Now Afix are pushing harder into that space. And more competition usually means one thing: innovation and pressure on pricing, what the scaffolders want. So keep an eye on Afix's X52 system, because regulatory approval isn't marketing fluff. It's a bit of recognition in engineering. System market in Europe just got more interesting again. Now let's talk about unity and momentum. We love this game. Scaffolding isn't just a job, it's graft, it's pride, it's early mornings, late nights. Steel, alley in your hands and pressure on your back. We build cities and it builds character. And let me say this clearly, there's no hate here on the lift. Big respect to the other pods and platforms out there pushing scaffolding content. It's break, you need to watch something. This week on Stella. No. Hi, my name's Joe. No, that's not. But Stella Scaffolding and Joe, you're shaking things up, putting the real journey out there. The wins, the setbacks, the grind of building a scaffolding business. That's transparency where it matters. Showing the hustle behind it, behind the brand, documenting the graft. That's good for the industry. Love him or hate him, Joe's doing something others have never tried. Well done, Joe. You've got balls. Keep going, son. There's other podcasts you can watch on your break. Let's discuss. New Kids on the Block. Rash Scaffolding. Doing serious work in the community. Putting out consistent content. Showing what happens behind the scenes, week in, week out. This is new. And congratulations on becoming NASC members. That's a step forward. Standards matter. Representation matters. Respect where it's due. I still love your mugs, lads. Carry a knife, ruin a life. Then we have Isaac Morrison, who's one of the few people who's genuinely shifted the culture of scaffolding. The view from Vertex. Not just adding to the noise. With the view from Vertex, he took what everyone else treats as content and turned it into a proper global conversation. Scaff champ, tech, mental health, training, the lot. All through long-form, honest chat. For me, he proved there was an audience for scaffolding stories before most of us believed it. And a lot of what the rest of us are now doing in podcasts and on socials is walking through a door he kicked in. He opened it wide. See you and Mark in Vilnius, mate. Take care. Stay strong. Then you got Shark Scaffolding. Strong presence, strong voice, showing the trade in a different way. Keeps pushing. Not everyone understands what he's doing or why, but he grasps bloody hard and he keeps going. And then we've got platforms like Scaff Mag, a proper written source of news, journalism with updates, jobs, industry movements. It's old school delivery, but it's online. Working again with the likes of ScaffChamp and the SAIA. Brilliant, Dan Norton. Keep going, mate. You're an inspiration again. All of these things can be shown, watched, and enjoyed. There's no hate here. Well, that's important. Keeping scaffolders informed, keeping the trade connected. This is how the industry grows. Not tearing each other down, not competing for scraps, but raising the profile of scaffolding together. There's room for all of us. Because when scaffolding wins, we all win. This is the world's greatest trade. Now listen, quick plug. The surgery with Dr Scaffold launches this March. This isn't surface level chat. This is going to be in-depth conversations with real people shaping scaffolding, contractors, suppliers, yard owners, innovators, leaders, grafters. No corporate script, just chats. No pretending. Just people who are real with real stories. And we need you and want you to be involved. You've got a story to tell. You're an ex-scaffolder or you are a scaffolder. You want to get your message out there. Reach out, get in touch. Let's raise the profile. Remember, together we are stronger, and this is the world's greatest trade. It's a big one. UK guidance goes global. So, NASC. It's a big one for them. The National Access and Scaffolding Confederation and Scissors, who they help run, have signed their first ever national licensing agreement with an entire country. Malaysia. Let that sink in. An entire country has formally adopted things like TG20 guidance into law. Not suggested, not recommended. It's going to be law. That's more than the UK has done. This isn't just news. This is influence. This is export of standards. This is UK scaffolding going global. And their Department of Occupational Safety and Health now formally recognises NASC standards. So what does that actually mean? Because this isn't just a press release. This is serious. For years, TG20 has been the backbone of tube and fitting compliance in the UK. It's what we use to justify standard configurations. It's what designers lean on. It's what inspectors reference to. It's what separates proper scaffolding from guesswork. Now Malaysia has said, we're using that. Not writing their own watered-down version, not in reinventing the wheel. They've adopted UK scaffolding standards as their regulatory foundation. That's big. Because what that means is UK scaffolding competency, training and design methodology is now being exported at an international level. Scissors cards maybe. NASC technical guidance, including TG30 for system, structured compliance. Now, does that raise the bar internationally, or does that say the UK is going to dictate the future of scaffolding? So, let's talk about the impact. If you're a UK contractor operating abroad, that just got easier. If you're a UK trained scaffolder, your competency framework maybe now carries more weight internationally. If you're a manufacturer supplying compliance systems to the market in the UK, your market actually may be widened. But here's the deeper bit. This isn't about Britain being better. This is about standards travelling. Because wherever people like to admit or not, UK scaffolding standards are some of the most structured in the world. TG20 isn't perfect. SG4 definitely not. But it's engineered, it's calculated, it could be defended in a court of law. And when a country embeds that into their own law, they're saying, we want that level of structure. Now that's a bold statement. But here's the real question. Is this the start of more countries aligning with UK standards? Or is it a one-off? Are they going to be the world standards in the future? Taking the best bit from everywhere would be my aim. I hope for this. My aims and ambitions for scaffolding would be that we take the best bits from around the world and come up with a truly global standard. Not one country's, not one continent even. Everybody with an input. Everybody gets things wrong. Everybody gets things right. Let's blend the standards, learn, and move the world's greatest trade into a safer, more productive, and longer career for the scaffs. Let's not forget that. This is going to be an interesting one. Watch this space. Because if this rolls out wider, you're looking at international recognition of scissors competency beyond the overseas scheme. More demand maybe for UK-style training, more cross-border collaboration, more export opportunities for UK suppliers and consultants. Trust me, working abroad is fantastic. Great for me. That's not small. But here's the important bit. With that comes responsibility. If UK standards are being adopted internationally, we need to make sure they're being applied properly, not just copied. They need to be understood. TG20 is guidance, not a magic wand. It requires competency, inspection, discipline, understanding of loads and ties. You can't just print a compliance sheet and call everything safe. It doesn't work in the UK. So what does it mean? It means scaffolding is becoming more global. It means standards matter. Maybe UK scaffolding has an influence. And it means the industry is evolving beyond borders. That's what we want. Scaffs, what's the score where you are? Are UK standards respected or loathed? Are you working under similar frameworks? Or is it still designed by opinion? Does it mean a lot of scaffolders moving around the world, jobs under threat, or more opportunities worldwide? It's quite a big moment, and we need to know what's going to happen. Have a discussion, get in touch, reach out, use the email, please like, share and comment. Let's discuss this and let's see where this is going to go for the scaffs.
Hi, Sina hier von Brauns Gerüstbau. Wir sind hier fast bei derselben Location wie beim letzten Mal, wieder auf dem Projekt eines unserer Kunden hier in Deutschland. Wir stehen hier vor einem 20 Meter hohen Treppenturm, den wir mit einem Systemgerüst natürlich von Leier hier aufgebaut haben. Da es von unserem Kunden hier nicht gewünscht ist, dass wir in die Fassade bohren, wurde das ganze Gerüst mit einer Stützkonstruktion ausgestattet, sodass wir trotz der Höhe von 20 Metern die gewünschte Stabilität erreichen. Außerdem wurde hier ein großes Auffangdeck installiert, sodass der Weg darunter und eben die dort laufenden Personen vor eventuell fallendem Material geschützt sind. Zusätzlich haben wir an den jeweiligen Treppenenden größere Plattformen installiert, sodass man hier mit genügend Platz aneinander vorbeilaufen kann.
What's up, Doc?
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
So, here on the lift, let's talk properly. Why do we teach scaffolders that it's acceptable to fall? Because that's what we're doing worldwide. UK, Europe, America, Australia. We see shock-absorbing lanyards everywhere. Clip on. If you fall, it will deploy. That's the mindset. But let's break that down properly. A standard shock-absorbing lanyard can extend to around 1.75 metres of deployment, plus the length of the lanyard itself, usually 2 metres. So in total, once you include harness stretch, D-ring shift, body weight and safety margin, you're realistically looking around 3.7 metres of fall distance before the system is fully deployed and absorbed the energy. If you're a safety person, I'm sure you can give better figures than me. Now at the height of the worker, let's say 1.7 metres tall. You now need approximately 5 metres of clearance below your anchorage point to arrest that fall safely without hitting anything. 5 metres, clipping on above. So let's ask the obvious question. How many scaffold lifts are there in 5 metres above clear air? Not many? You sure? Most work is being done at 2 metres, 3 metres, 4 metres, maybe 4.5 metres around the world. So why are we issuing equipment that physically cannot function safely under 4 metres. Why are we normalising systems that in most scaffold scenarios can result in impact with the structure before fall arrest? At the wrong height, you hit the floor. Because that's the truth. You fall, you accelerate, you swing, you smash into the lift below, the ledger, the transom, the standard. Then the lanyard deploys. Yes, it might stop you, but you've already taken impact trauma, broken ribs, fractured ankles, cuts, bruises, internal injuries, maybe suspension trauma. You're left hanging, and we call that safe. That's not prevention, that's damage control. It's got to be eradicated. We've got this far. Let's move on. Let's find another way. Surely. Let's remember something basic. Under the hierarchy of control, PPE is the last resort. Last. Not first. Not default. Last. Collective protection comes first. Guardrails. Advanced guardrail systems. Full lifts. Safer sequencing. Full restraint, not full arrest. Full restraint is fundamentally different. Restraint stops you reaching the edge in the first place. Think of a seatbelt. You can't fall because the system can physically prevent it. That makes sense. Full arrest says, go ahead. If you fall, we'll catch you. Really? It's 2026. Is that what we're saying? Why are we comfortable teaching scaffolders that falling is acceptable as long as there's a lanyard involved? In what other industry do we build the plan around arresting the failure instead of preventing it? We don't teach drivers if you crash, the airbag will sort it so it's fine. We don't teach crane operators if it drops, it can be absorbed so there's no risk. So why scaffs? We are one of the highest risk trades in construction, yet we often design our systems around accepting that someone might fall. It's madness. I'm not saying PPE doesn't have its place. Absolutely does. But fall arrest should be the final backup, not the strategy. Why are we not pushing harder for more full lift installs, better pre-installed guardrails, different build methods, design changes that eliminate this exposure, true fall restraint, setups wherever possible? Why are we still issuing 2 metre shock absorbing lanyards to lads working at 3 and 4 metres high, to girls working at 4.5 metres high? It doesn't add up. It's total madness. It's my opinion. And globally, what's the score in your country? Are you seeing innovation? Are you seeing collective protection improving? Or are we still telling the scaffolders, clip on and you'll be fine? Because I don't think that's good enough anymore. This is 2026. If we love this trade, and we all do, I'm sure, then we need to challenge outdated thinking. This isn't anti-safety. It's pro-better safety. Scaffolding has evolved, designs evolved, temporary works have evolved. So why are we still comfortable with systems that only work if you've already failed? There's got to be another way. Scaffs, what's your view? Are we being protected properly? Are we just accepting falls as part of the job? So safety managers, you want to come for me? No drama, let's have it. I want to discuss the issues. Dr Scaffold is listening. Please, comment. Come back at me if you think I'm totally wrong. If you think I'm right. If your country's doing something amazing. Let's have the discussion. We are the world's greatest trade. And we need global standards for safety for us, the scaffs. So that ran. Let's showcase some sexy scaffolding now on the lift. This is scaffolding. Billiam Tower, Lisbon, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, built in the 1500s, sitting at the mouth of the Tagus River, and someone had to scaffold it. It's not a warehouse, not a commercial block. It's a national monument. Around 3,600 square metres of scaffolding was installed to support detailed restoration works across the entire structure. Tower keep, bastion and turrets. This wasn't about just getting access up. It had to respect the architecture and building, had to respect history, and it had to work in a hostile environment. The solution? A multi-directional ring lock system supplied by Qatari. Portuguese manufacturer with serious capability in the system scaffolding market. As mentioned last week, it's been recently purchased by Umdash. This shows why. And this is where it matters. When you're dealing with curved stonework projections, recesses, and irregular geometry, you need adaptability. That ringlock system allowed precision positioning, clean node connections, and structural integrity without excessive material. But it wasn't just about geometry. The tower sits directly in tidal water. You've got wave action, rising and falling levels. Parts of the scaffold were based out in direct contact with the river. That changes everything. Additional anchoring systems were required. Suspended tie brackets engineered to resist both vertical and horizontal loads. Reinforcement measures built in to account for the water movement and the tidal force. That's a strong live load. This isn't a fix as you go and hope. This is pure calculations and design. Installation had to be coordinated around low tide windows. Some days running from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. to ensure fixings were complete before water levels rose and submerged parts of the base. That's some serious logistics in areas where irregular rocky terrain prevented direct ground support. Suspended scaffolding solutions were installed, anchored directly into the bastion walls to ensure structural stability. This is a mad project. Well done, Qatari. Critically, protection of the monument was prioritised. Wooden pads, neoprene insulation layers, no direct damage to the original masonry. That's professional. Qatari's involvement here shows something important. European system manufacturers are not just supplying kit, they're delivering engineered solutions capable of handling heritage, tidal exposure, complex geometry. This is a proper project. Engineering, planning, respect for history, and a Portuguese manufacturer helping get it across the line. This is what real standards look like. And this is an impressive project. Enjoy. Thank you, Qatari. Oi, listen up. When we hit 500 YouTube subscribers, one of you is getting a full Dr Scaffold merch pack, picked at random, full pack, all of it. Hoodies, t-shirts, trousers, stickers. We're picking a winner at random. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, fix that. Hit subscribe, smash the like, drop a comment, send it to your site group chat right now. We're building this for the scaps. You back us, we back you. 500 subscribers and a winner will take a full pack. That's trousers, shirts, hoodies, as I said, stickers, yeah? And we will deliver anywhere in the world. All right? I might even deliver it personally. Hit like and subscribe. Do it now. Go for it. What you got to lose? Let's share. So again, my personal thoughts. Let's talk about the announcement of a new International Scaffolders Day via the NASC and the International Access Scaffolding Association. Clive Dickin, now representing IASA, announced a new day. First things first, recognising scaffolders globally, I support that fully. Any initiative that shines a light on the men and women building access systems around the world deserves attention. But here's the question. Why dilute something that has taken over 10 years to build? As I always say, together we're stronger. Unity, not division in scaffolding is what's needed. It's the world's greatest trade. Scaffolders Day in January didn't appear overnight. It's grown steadily, and especially in the last 4 years, it's been fully owned by the industry. Not by one company, not one association, but by contractors, suppliers, training providers, podcasters, scaffolders themselves. Why are you choosing to dilute something that's working? Not just Leach's invention. This year was so encouraging. Some of the biggest global scaffolding contractors publicly recognise the hard work that their scaffs are doing. That matters, because recognition in our trade does not come easily. If January doesn't work for everyone, as was stated, fair enough. There may be some valid reasons. But surely, something this significant should involve a consultation, a conversation with scaffs, many of whom are already heavily involved in making January's International Scaffolders Day meaningful. It's on the rise. Dropping a press release without engaging the people who have been pushing the message for years feels rushed. Let's also talk about the timing of the event. January works. It's after Christmas. It's depressing. In the Northern Hemisphere, it's cold, dark and relentless. That's when scaffolders are grinding through some of the hardest weeks of the year. Recognition in that moment means something. And this year, the Southern Hemisphere jumped on it too. That shows growth. That shows unity. Together we are stronger. Don't dilute what already exists. Support, don't hate. So, I say again, why split it? It isn't about politics. It's not about personalities and who's right. It's not about who owns a badge. It's about keeping the narrative unified and focused on praising the scaffolding industry. If the goal is global recognition, let's strengthen what already has traction. We're a fraternity, a global trade, a brotherhood, a sisterhood that works in every condition. If we're going to create something new, let's do it together. Why don't we support what's already there? Not a parallel. Don't dilute the message. What's your view, Scaffs? If something's working, why are we trying to fix what's not a problem? Why doesn't the IASA jump on board? It's not about corporates. It's about egos. Let's smash the egos. Let's all unite on the one day that exists and push forward. Now to finish, we're going to sit back and watch some work from Kazakhstan. You can feel the pride in the work. Remember, this pod wants to celebrate the world's greatest trade and build it into the world's greatest trade. Thank you, Alexander Bizyanov. He's worked for SAR, Great Line, M Service and DSL in the region, as well as others. Kep Racht met Alexander. Enjoy, and remember, send us your videos, your positivity, your stories of success in scaffolding. Let's spread the love, and let's sit back and enjoy Kazakhstan showing us what they can do.
Power flows to the one who knows how. Desire alone is not enough.
What's up, Doc?
He survived the surgery. It's going to be touch and go.
What's up, Doc?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of the episode. We are looking for a major sponsor of this podcast so that we can do more work, getting around the world, getting videos, getting stories out there of the world's greatest trade. Please get in touch if you wish to sponsor us. Scaffs, together we're stronger. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.